Friday night. Ain't no telling where we headed. It's a Friday night. What we doing? Are we stepping out?
Yo, what's up, YouTube? Back at you with another video on today. It is the Keeping It Raw podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Don't miss an upload, guys, because we're going to continue to bang out some of today's top prospects and some of the prospects that are hidden gems or prospects that you didn't even know about. We're going to talk about these guys. If you like prospects like we like prospects over here, you come to the right channel because that's what we do. The channel specializes in talking about prospects and talking about players that you may have never heard of or players that you have heard of, but to give you a little bit more insight on their draft profile. So we're going to get right into it. I have another corner for you on today. We're going to talk about Max Melton, nickname Mad Max. Love that kid's nickname, Mad Max, because that's how that kid plays out on the football field. Love it, man. One thing I can say about Max Melton is that he is a very talented corner, very athletic guy, and pretty much he's going to be one of those guys that's going to be highly sought after, especially when you're a guy that can play multiple positions and you can play those positions well. When you can do those things, man, I'm telling you, it'll move you up the draft board so fast. A lot of teams will definitely inquire about you. And he played his college football at Rutgers. He played 4 years. He has experience as a true freshman, getting some games in as a freshman all the way up to his senior year, and has been producing on the field. One thing I can say about Max Melton, out of all of these corners, he's one of the corners that produces on the field. There's a lot of guys that, are pretty good corners and they're good cover corners, but you want somebody that can cover and somebody that can get takeaways and turnovers. And Max Melton is the guy that provides that type of play out on the football field. Melton has played both the outside and the slot as a corner, has good awareness in the zone coverages, also is aggressive and a physical tackler in the run game. Melton is very athletic for the position, and he can play man and zone coverage, and also he is very good in press coverage as well. So what you're getting out of him, you're getting a guy who has a career 111 tackles, 8.5 tackles for loss, 1 sack, and 8 interceptions, to go along with 22 PDs and 1 forced fumble. So he is a guy, a lot of these guys stay in college for 5-6 years and they barely producing. But Max Melton made the most of every opportunity while he was on the field, even getting the opportunity to play as a freshman. And in college football, it's not that many freshmen that are allowed to get out on the field. Some of them get out there, but it's not a lot. And Max Melton was one of those guys where the coaches saw enough talent in this kid to trust him to go out there as a freshman and make plays. One thing I can say about him, man, he is one of the most productive corners in this draft. Besides DeCorian Patterson, definitely, guys, make sure you watch that DeCorian Patterson video too as well. These two so far have been the most productive corners that I have seen in the draft class so far. These two guys definitely are holding it down when it comes to producing out on the field. Not only being able to be sticky in coverage, not only being able to play their man, but also being able to get takeaways and turnovers. And the offense loves when you have a guy that can get takeaways and turnovers. And Max Melton is one of those dudes. So definitely, man, I look at him as a potential dude that can be developed. And he can also be developed into a number 1 corner. I think with a little bit more seasoning, a little bit more time, never know, man. Whatever situation that he can get drafted into, maybe a team like the Lions who are looking to add corner to their roster, maybe the Lions look at him as a number 1. You just never know how these guys are going to be looked at. But I think he's going to be one of those guys that you'll take probably maybe in the mid to late rounds. And definitely he is a guy that can produce. And if he can produce on the field, that's going to be great. If he puts up great combine numbers, then of course that's going to be good. He's running a 4.3, 4.4. They're going to love that. Because ain't nothing like having some speed on your team. And I think that's what the Lions need on their team. They need athletic guys and they need guys with speed as well, and guys that can flat out play, guys that can make plays. That's what the Detroit Lions need when it comes to the secondary. Guys that can make plays, guys that can, bat balls out, knock balls out, punch balls out, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Guys that can get interceptions, guys that can just, find a way to force a fumble. Those are the type of players that the Lions need in order for these guys to be a juggernaut on defense. And I think that having a guy like Max Melton definitely would put you in the right position. And he's a guy that can produce on the field. And if you're a guy that can produce on the field, then definitely, man, you're going to find yourself out there, man. So you just never know, man, where you're going to find a star in the draft. There's a lot of hidden talent out there. And I think that if you don't know anything about Max Melton, you better check his resume, because this kid definitely produces out on the football field. And he's going to be something that you're going to have to be able to he's going to be that player that you're going to have to be able to put on your big board. So definitely, man, I like Max Melton. I think that he's a solid corner. I think that he's one of the best corners in this draft. And when it comes to production, he definitely produces. Out of all of these corners in the draft, Max Melton, a.k.a. Mad Max, is a very good cornerback in this draft. And definitely Detroit should have their eyes on Mad Max. I'm out of here. Leave it in the comment section. Peace.
What we doing? Are we stepping out? Life's been too hard, we gon' make it count. I ain't mad at the world, I'm just living life. And if I came up out the bag, you know I pay the price. The night's too young, let's have some fun, let's paint the town. Let's shut it down, it's our time now. And I ain't going in till the sun come up. And I ain't going in until we blew up the Bucks. Cause it's us, throw it up, live it up. Come with us, we gon' paint the town, love you right now. Hop in the Bentley, let the